We wind down the night in Greenville. Quarterfinal Friday wraps up with the 11 and the 3, the University of Alabama against the second-year wonders, the University of Texas. 3 in the books. South Carolina, Louisiana State, and Mississippi have already booked their tickets to the semifinal. Who fills the final piece of the SEC semifinal puzzle? Alabama already with 2 wins in this tournament. They beat a Tennessee graduate on Wednesday, Kelly Harper's Missouri, then beat Tennessee themselves last night. Texas, the number 3 seed, now taking on for the first time. Ole Miss awaits in the semifinals. Good evening one more time, everybody. I'm Seth Eaves. Thank you so much for being with us. We even saved you the best seat in the house. What a game. Alabama and Texas. Alabama, the number 11 seed, but they have not played like an 11 seed. They are playing some good basketball right now and are putting themselves in a good position to make the semifinals. But a tough test tonight with the Texas Longhorns on the other side. Vic Schaefer, few, if any, know more about winning in the month of March than this guy. He's won an SEC tournament before with Mississippi State. He got close with Texas last year. And he has a squad that is more than capable of doing it yet again. Texas at 28-3 on the season. In the regular season, just the one game, and just like the first quarterfinal, it's interesting. The quarterfinal is bookended with the higher seed playing a team that they played in their regular season finale. South Carolina with Kentucky. Texas and Alabama played last Sunday at the end of the regular season. Texas prevailed 72 to 65. Now they get the tide again. So we're just about set to go for this 3-11 matchup, the final game of this quarterfinal day. Will we save the best for last? We've had a rather one-sided day in Greenville. Will we have some drama at the end? Texas in white, Alabama in crimson. Let's take her home, folks. Final game in Greenville. Tip controlled by Texas. It's Rory Harmon. Horns go left to right as you follow us along. Alabama will go from right to left. Here is Rory Harmon leading the way. She has the ball for Texas. Inside, and shot no good. Ball tapped around. Fighting for the loose ball was Carly Weathers. Alabama will get the basketball. Timmons, Weathers, Scott Collins, and Jones, the starting 5 for Christy Curry's team. Here, Texas will inbound. Rory Harmon now to trigger it in. She'll get it into Justice Carlton. Now back over to Jordan Lee. Lee on the right wing, 13 to shoot, gives the ball off to Harmon. Harmon, top of the key, 8 to shoot. Harmon now inside. Booker, jump shot, good. Madison Booker with the jump shot for the right block, and Texas gets the scoring started in the night's final game. Here is Diana Collins trying to go all the way for Alabama. She missed. Good rebound, Naomi Jones. Kick out, corner 3. That is good. Picking up right where they left off last night in their win against the Vols. Or the Lady Vols, I should say. 3-2, the Bama lead. Here's Texas, and the ball off the hands of Jordan Lee. And out of bounds, and it will be Alabama basketball. Alabama gave Texas all sorts of fits in that regular season finale on Sunday. Weathers to inbound. Gets it in. Now over to Diana Collins. Now Naomi Jones. Jones right wing. Now gives it off here. Weathers. Carly Weathers now over to Jessica Timmons. Timmons now Weathers. Weathers. Tamia Scott. Left block. Scott fumbled it. One to shoot. Scott just has to put up a prayer and actually did hit the rim. But Texas gets the rebound. Here's Harmon on the run. Harmon, jump shot off the front iron and no good. Rebound Alabama. Now here's Scott. Scott, kick out. Collins 3. Rims out, no good. Rebounded by Texas. Bit of a slow start for both these teams. Here is Harmon now, and she'll give it to Madison Booker. Scott Lee for 3. That's good. Jordan Lee with the triple, and Texas on top. Lee, a 36% three-point shooter for this Texas team. Averages 13 a game. Bama had trouble getting it inbounded. It goes into the hands of Timmons. Jessica Timmons, shot blocked, and Texas has it going the other way. Here's Harmon at breakneck speed. Harmon gets hit from behind and is fouled. Vic Schaefer, and just a phenomenal head coach. You cannot help but appreciate what he's done. He did great at Mississippi State, and he's carried that through to Texas. Horns having trouble getting inbound. Harmon just gets it away, gets it off. Lee drives. No. Booker followed. No. Another bite of the cherry. Another missed layup. That time, Bria Cunningham missed it. Texas has it now. Bama has it now. Here is Tamia Scott. Scott now over to Timmons. 7 to shoot. Timmons, Scott, and it's Joy Egbuna. Lost it. Egbuna, and what we have here, a tie-up, and it's Alabama ball, but the bad news is there's only 9/10 of a second left on the shot clock. So I don't believe this is going to amount to anything much. And Harmon got the steal anyway. Here's Texas going the other way. Here's the layup, and it is good by Jordan Lee. And a 4-point Texas lead. Lee with it now. And now another turnover here. Texas forcing yet another turnover. They hit the transition phase really well there. Oh, here's a steal, Alabama, right back at you. And a layup, and good. Carly Weathers with the lay-in off the steal. Weathers 57 steals, far and away the leader on this Alabama team in that department. Lee with 5 of Texas's 7 points, make it 7 of Texas's first 9, as she lays it in, cutting to the basket. Here is Alabama with Jessica Timmons. Timmons, layup, no good, but Timmons does get fouled from behind. So free throw here for Jessica Timmons. She's a good one at the foul line. 85%, nothing but net on the first one. Timmons, redshirt senior out of Charlotte, North Carolina, played at the Big I, Independence. Previously played at NC State, took a medical redshirt last year, played 2 years with the Pack. Missed that one. Rebound, Booker. hit the 2,000 point mark at Independence High. Harmon, good pass inside. There's two more. For Texas, it's Cunningham with the lay-in. Alabama going for the long baseball pass. Texas caught napping. Good chase down, though, to alter the shot. Igbuna falls down. And yeah, good chase by Lee was enough to keep that one going. 11-6. Here is Weathers. Now it's Ace Austin in the game for Alabama. Austin with 15. Austin, now Weathers. Back to Austin. Austin, good bounce pass. Here's Naomi Jones, and Jones misses the layup. Rebound, Texas. Booker on the run. Great pass all alone. Justice Carlton for an easy deuce. Again, Alabama had trouble getting it inbounded. Lee got her hand there, but it's stolen away. So with 4:50 to go in the first. So we'll take our under 5 break. So 13-6, the Texas lead with 4:50 to go in the first. Alabama year in review. Good year for Christy Curry's team. 23-9. They've won their last 2. Started well enough. Beat Minnesota, a win that continues to age pretty well given the year the Gophers have had. They also routed Clemson. Alabama didn't lose the first time until New Year's Day when they lost by 26 at South Carolina. That was the first loss of the year. They also beat Kentucky. Also beat Georgia. Beat Ole Miss. So solid wins on the season. Did lose their last 2 to Vandy and Texas. No real bad losses, really. I suppose the only one that would maybe classify as one is the Auburn game, and you can almost excuse that. Not that Alabama fans want to excuse losing to Auburn, but in the sense of that was a rivalry game on the road, and sometimes those things happen. Again, 65-48 over Missouri on Wednesday, and then 76-64 win last night over Tennessee that sent them to this quarterfinal. So again, Texas with a 13-6 lead here on Alabama. So we are in the early stages of this 4th and final game of the SEC tournament. Busy day here in Greenville. The favorites dominated early and lower seed dominated to start the late window. Heck of a fight back. There are multiple layers to where you would not believe what the final of Ole Miss Vanderbilt was. I would almost classify that game as a fever dream. Anyway, here's Texas to inbound. get this inbound. Again, they're having trouble with the inbound. Got to Kyla Oldacre, who's now checked into the game. Lears Lee. Kicks it back out to Harmon. Harmon now to Carlton. Carlton loses it, and it will go out of bounds. And ball back to Alabama. Here's Timmons up the floor for Bama. Alabama trying to make the semis for the first time this millennium. 1999, the last time Alabama made the semifinals in the SEC tournament. And there's a throwaway turnover as it goes out of bounds. So back to Vic Schaefer's Longhorns. Here is Rory Harmon. Harmon now gives it to Booker. Booker. Now it's Harmon. Harmon, a left wing three. That one rims out. Booker the rebound and is fouled all the way down. She was getting a rebound, so a second team foul on Alabama. Vic Schaefer, the postseason success, we're going to get to it in a little bit when we get to his profile, but it has just been steady success. And his daughter Blair, who of course played for him at Mississippi State, spent a year at Mississippi, spent a year in television, then decided to join Dad's staff at Mississippi, at Texas, and she's been there ever since, and always there, and always doing a good job trying to make sure he gets in line and doesn't get too crazy at the officials. Another foul. Here's a catch and shoot off the inbounds pass, and it's 2 points for Jordan Lee. And Texas now up by 9. Diana Collins for Alabama. Weathers. Collins. That pass and foul on as Texas was trying to defend the pass, they committed the foul instead. And that'll stop play at the 3:43 mark. Texas up by 9. Alabama now with the basketball one more time. Bounce pass now here to Scott. Scott off the hand of Ramsey. And did it go out of bounds? Yes. And it will be Texas ball. Now it is Rory Harmon for Texas. Harmon now over to Lee. Lee down to Oldacre. Now back to Lee. Lee a 3. Off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound, Alabama. This is Weathers up the floor. Weathers looking for a little bit of help. Gives it up to Scott. Scott. And Scott falls down. We do have a foul here at the 3-minute mark of this first quarter. Three minutes to play first quarter, and so here's Alabama to inbound. Timmons knifes in. Timmons scores. Good work, Jessica Timmons. The Alabama lead, or Alabama deficit now is cut to 7. Timmons 23 points in the win against Tennessee last night. Harmon to Oldacre. Now Booker. Booker. Lee goes inside. It's Oldacre. Oldacre throws one up. Gets the friendly bounce. Nice job by Oldacre. 9-point Texas lead. Oldacre averages 11 points per game. Here's Timmons for Alabama. Weathers for 3. Off the rim, no good. Rebound chased down by Booker, and Booker runs. Outlet to Harmon. Back to Booker. Oh! Tic-tac basket! And one. go to me, to you. Harmon here, Booker there, but maybe not. It's an offensive foul. Madison Booker can't believe it. Alabama trying to go at the other end. And the ball gets knocked out of bounds. Now, was there a foul beforehand? Alabama now on the drive. Here is Timmons, and Timmons misses. Now here is Lee for Texas. Booker. Now here is Taya Sidbury, and Sidbury threw it to Christy Curry. Problem for her is Christy Curry's Alabama's head coach. On the sideline, 5th Texas turnover. Lee steals the inbounds pass, though, so Texas gets it right back. Harmon now on the right wing. Now motors over to her left. Harmon on the left wing. 16 to shoot. Now bounces it over to Booker. Booker on a drive. Booker scores. Too easy for Madison Booker. And the Texas lead is now at 11. Collins. Collins now trying to knife inside. Here is Weathers. Oh, good pass underneath, and there's 2 more as Ramsey gets the basket on the assist from Weathers. That was a good connection by those two as we approach the last minute of the quarter. Harmon. And a steal by Alabama. Weathers on a bounce pass. This is Collins. Collins hoists up a 3 off the heel, no good. Rebound by Booker. Here is Booker for Texas. Booker gives it up to Sidbury. Sidbury misses. Loose. Still loose. And got a tie up with 25 seconds left. The arrow keeps it right here with Texas. Brianna Preston to inbound. Catch and shoot jumper no good from Lee, but Lee gets her own miss. Lee works her way through, and Lee puts it in. And the Texas lead now at 11. Ramsey. Collins. And a foul. Oh, no, it travels. So it'll be Texas ball with 7 seconds left. Here's the inbounds pass. Preston, 2 seconds. Preston with 1. Preston, no, and that's how the quarter ends. 10 in the books from Greenville. A good start for the number 3 seed. Texas looking for win 29 on the season. They're up 21-10 on Alabama. We're back in just a moment. 21-10 Texas as we get set to start quarter number 2. Texas, another really good year for Vic Schaefer's team. 28 wins, which included a win against South Carolina earlier in the year, a win against Richmond, a win against UCLA. They've also beaten North Carolina, Baylor, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, LSU, Kentucky. A lot of great wins for this Texas team. And trying to get another one here and go into the semifinals of the SEC tournament. Up 11, Alabama has the ball. Here is Tamia Scott working. Too high off the glass, Harmon. Right wing, now she'll slow it down a little bit. Now meanders over to the left side. Harmon now on the right wing with 17 to shoot. Harmon, Lee thought about the 3. Lee now trying to motor at the lane. Kick out Preston, a left wing 3. That's good. Brianna Preston knocks down a triple. That's only her 3rd of the year, but it gives Texas a 14-point lead. And 5-second inbound violation or a foul? I think a foul on Texas. And it will go against Sidbury. Texas averages 12.8 three-point attempts per game. That's 355th nationally. They only make 4.2 a game. That's 328. So if you're looking for a reason to maybe pick against the Longhorns, that could be it. They are 2 of 4 to start this game, though. Bama with it now. Here's Timmons. Timmons now trying to move. Kick out. Here is Waida Jennings for 3. Jennings can't connect. Here's Lee. Nice fancy dribbling from her. Texas with the ball now. Lee into the lane. Kicks it back to Sidbury. Preston. Harmon. Jumper. No. Rebound. Oh, it's stolen right back. Thought they had the rebound. Instead, Sidbury stole it right back. And Christy Curry has seen enough. Timeout Alabama. And Texas has now ballooned this lead up to 16. Christy Curry is the Alabama head coach. 59-year-old from Ola, Louisiana. Started her career as an assistant at the high school level, then moved on to assistant jobs at Tulane, Stephen F. Austin, Texas A&M, and Louisiana Tech. Then had the following task. All right, you worked your way. Here's your first head coaching job, Christy. Replace a national championship winning coach at Purdue and Carolyn Pack. The Northeast Louisiana, which is now a ULM alum, then had that job for 7 years, then 7 more years at Texas Tech. She's been at Alabama since 2013. 3 times Curry won the Big Ten tournament with Purdue. Got to the Final Four with them back in 2001. Just a rock-solid head coach. 59% of her games at Alabama, total 63%. And on track for a 4th straight trip to the NCAA with the Crimson Tide. $16-point lead for Texas. look at this Texas team, and again, it's so good. They do just so many things so well. So now Alabama with the basketball down by 16 points. On the drive, and it's no good, but a foul. Alabama on the drive. 16-point game. So Diana Collins the line, 68% free throw shooter, and misses the first one, does Collins. Out of Lilburn, Georgia, former Ohio State Buckeye. Second free throw, also no good. Rebound by Texas and Booker. So Texas now at the floor. Here goes Preston. And Preston to the 10. And she is fouled. So Preston at the line. First free throw is about to be taken. And it's no good. Here's the second free throw. That's good. And Texas now leads by 17. So 8 minutes still to play in this second quarter. 27-10. Texas trying to. Here's Alabama, a long three, and that's no good, boy. Now you're getting to a point where Alabama's maybe starting to force stuff up here, and you keep doing that, it's going to get away from you very, very early. 17-point game, 7:35 to play in the second. Booker missed a layup. How? I don't know. Booker, though, still has it. Booker bounce pass to Lee. Lee inside, no look pass. Harmon 8 to shoot, fires for 3, got it. Rory Harmon from the corner, and Texas now leads by 20. Harmon averages 9 a game, 35% three-point shooter. Bama's got to do something, and a foul. Bama to inbound. Texas up by 20. And that look at offensive foul on Timmons, and that's indeed what they call. Still have 6:56 to play in this second quarter. 11-0 run for Texas. They add to it right here. Booker on the drive. Booker now in the paint. Booker turn around from 9, nothing but net. 2 more for Madison Booker. And Texas now at 22. Bam at the other end. Long pass. Layup no good. Texas wants to run. Booker. Harmon a 3. That one's good. Timeout Alabama. Texas is turning the tide into some Texas-sized roadkill. Bevo's done run over Big Al and turned him into elephant ears. Amazing. And that was a quick timeout, as now Alabama back to live action. It's been just a 30-second timeout. Alabama with the basketball. They need something, and there's a nice pass inside. 35-12 with 6 minutes to go in the second. Here's Harmon now for Texas. Lead now to Booker. Booker top of the key, gives it to Harmon. Harmon. Good move inside. Shot no good. Oldacre, second bite of the cherry, count it. Chance at a 3-point play for Oldacre. And the free throw is good. And now it's 38-20. And another turnover. Transition. Harmon hit the underside of the rim, fell down, and I believe there's a foul called on that. I somehow gave the wrong point. Not sure how that happened. The lead is at 26, though, I promise. Rory Harmon now goes to the free throw line. First one's good. This is turning into a wild one here, and not in a good way. If you're an Alabama fan, it's 40-12 with 5:34 to play. Nearly a steal at the inbound. Preston runs into the official. Look out. It's all Texas right now. Alabama to inbound. Trying to break the press. Bama now on the push here. Weathers. Weathers nearly lost it. Here is Jennings, straight away 3, too strong. Alabama gets the rebound now with Igbuna. Igbuna on the right block. Igbuna reverse layup at the other side of the rim. Bounces, Texas has it, nearly a steal. Ball still loose. Ramsey saves it, and Ramsey then traveled with it. You get a turnover, then you get busted for a walk. That sums up Alabama's first half. Five minutes to play in the second. And Alabama with a chance, or Texas, I should say, with a chance to add to their lead. Booker. Now it's Oldacre. Good pass. 3 ball. That one's good. Preston gives Texas a whopping 31-point second quarter lead. And now an offensive foul. So here's Texas on a 24-2 run. Booker misses the shot. And rebound, Alabama. And nearly a turn. Yeah, now it is a turnover. Boy, just turning into a wild night. Another jump shot and no good from Crump. Aaliyah Crump, who's now checked into the game. Now Alabama on the run. Here's a three, and that one is off the mark by Timmons, but Lourdes da Silva Costa is there to clean up the mess. So it's 43-14 with 3:42 to play in the opening half. $13 to shoot. Here's Texas with it, working down to 10. Now down to 9. Here is Preston. Preston off the window, and Preston lays it in. $45-14. Alabama with it now. Here's a long straightaway three. That one is going to rim out and go out of bounds. PA 5 to play in the second. Texas with the basketball now. Again, they lead it by a score of 45-14. Under 3 minutes to play. This is Texas with the basketball. Booker, jump shot, you betcha. 47-14 now the lead. The score you're watching, and that is not a misprint. Now we got a stoppage here at the 2:31 mark. $2:34 left until halftime. Here's Alabama now pushing with it. After what, I'm not sure what the brief delay was for. Austin. Here is Da Silva Costa. Layup no good. Rebounded by Booker. Booker. Right wing three. That one's good. Texas is devouring Alabama for breakfast, lunch, a snack, dinner, and then another snack on the ride back to the hotel. It's 50-14. Look, I mean, Texas was considered a pretty significant favorite in this game. I don't believe there's any doubt about that, but even by those standards, surely few, if any, expected this to be the outcome. A complete whitewash. The first free throw is good. Second free throw is good to make it 50-16. (50-16) under 2 minutes to play in the first half. You're no JT with that clock, Seth. I'll tell you that right now. Another pass thrown away. .48 to play in the opening half. Another steal. Alabama with a steal this time, so Weathers has it on the left wing. Weathers now being guarded. Now trying to flip it back out to Cody. Now here's Timmons. Timmons jumper at the free throw line. And off the front rim, no good. Rebounded by Harmon. Pull-up three is no good by Lee. Chases it down, though. Lee double-teamed, out of bounds. Stay with Texas. Throw now with Texas. Here is Crump. Now over to Lee. Lee with 10. Lee jump shot off the front of the rim and bouncing in. It's a Texas-sized belt being handed by the Longhorns. So here's Alabama. .45 seconds left. Here's Carly Weathers. Weathers with 34 seconds left. Weathers picked off. Steal by Harmon. And watch out here. And Texas already with some more fresh bodies at Ashton Judd into the game. She missed the shot. .5 seconds left. Drive to the basket, and it's good with 0.7 of a second to play. There we go, got stopped. .7. And the free throw is good, and that'll get us to halftime. Texas in complete control here. 52-19. They are hammering Bama. We've got all the scores coming up for you at half. Please don't go anywhere. The scores will be fun, and who knows what will come out of my mouth in the second half. You should stay tuned for that alone. 52-19. That is not a misprint. That really is the halftime score in this fourth and final quarterfinal of the SEC Women's Basketball Tournament. Let's get you caught up on what all is happening in men's and women's conference tournaments around the country. Again, these games will be solely games that are either in progress or have finished. So let's start here in the SEC. 3 early quarterfinals on the women's side. In the first game of the day, number 3 South Carolina cruised past number 17 Kentucky 87-64. The Gamecocks are in the semis. They get LSU tomorrow. The Tigers with a 112-78 win, a historic game which saw LSU set the record for most points in an SEC tournament in a single game of the SEC tournament, and also saw Flau'jae Johnson hit the 2,000-point mark for her illustrious career. Vanderbilt, the 5th-ranked team in these United States, was stunned by Ole Miss. Ole Miss led by 32 at the half. Vandy got it down to 11 multiple times, though, in the fourth, after a Shea Ralph ejection, mind you. But Vanderbilt still fell. Ole Miss wins at 89-78. And they'll get the winner of the game that you are listening to right now. Other women's college basketball conference tournament games. In the Big East, it was the first round there. UConn, of course, the number 1 seed. Who do they get next in their pursuit of perfection? Georgetown. Hoyas beat Butler 62-58. Also, Providence 69, DePaul 55. And St. John's defeated Xavier 53-48. Just amazing that the Johnnies win. Get it done. Big Ten, 3 games are done today. UCLA got 26 from Lauren Betts. They downed Washington 78-60. Bruins get Ohio State tomorrow. Buckeyes a 60-55 win over Minnesota. In the early night game, Iowa, the 2 seed and the nation's 9th-ranked team, held off Illinois 64-58. The final game of the night going on right now in the second quarter, number 8 Michigan leading Oregon 29-24. Big 12 women's tournament. Boy, has this one been crazy. Was it crazy as far as the ranked teams are concerned? 10th ranked ECU, the top seed, a 63-46 winner over BYU. And the 2 seed, number 15 West Virginia, defeated Arizona State 67-54. The surprise, though, Kansas State still alive at 18-16. They upset Oklahoma State 74-73. The final quarterfinal going on in the second quarter. Colorado leads 20th-ranked Baylor 23-12. So the Buffaloes trying to make a push. Quarterfinal Friday in Duluth at the ACC Women's Tournament has come to a conclusion. Top seed Duke advanced with a 60-46 win over Clemson. Louisville advanced after an 87-61 win of Syracuse. North Carolina 85, Virginia Tech 68. Notre Dame got the better of NC State 81-63. MAAC 2 quarterfinals today. Fairfield, the 25th ranked team in the land of the top seed, beat Sacred Heart 69-53. In the other game, it was Quinnipiac 59, Manhattan 43. A10 women's tournament, A10 quarterfinals. Richmond, a bubble team, looks like they're going to get the job done. 30 seconds to go. They have a 70-51 lead on LaSalle. Earlier today, top seed Rhode Island beat Loyola Chicago 71-64. Davidson 64, St. Joe's 59. And George Mason in a wild overtime game beat Dayton 87-85. In the Sun Belt, South Alabama, the last place team, continued their wild week in Pensacola. They beat Marshall 73-58. And ULM 68, Old Dominion 67. West Coast Conference Tournament, 2 second-round games, both are finals. It was Washington State 82, Pacific 76, and it finished San Francisco 61, San Diego 52. SoCon Women's Tournament, top seed Chattanooga, a winner over Furman 76-65, and Samford, 3 games under 500, but they're in the title game. They beat ETSU 57-48. Summit League, St. Thomas 81, Oral Roberts 54, and South Dakota got the better of Denver 61-50. And the first championship game of the season on the women's side has been confirmed. It'll be Lindenwood and Western Illinois for the Ohio Valley Conference Championship. The Leathernecks overcame a stingy effort from Cinderella Semo 74-66. Lindenwood beat Southern Indiana 82-79. So that's how your day in women's basketball went. Men's college basketball, two top 25 teams finishing off the regular season. Number 18 St. John's leads Seton Hall 21-16 with 8:05 in the first. With 7:11 in the first half, 30-0 Miami of Ohio tied with Ohio at 25 apiece. So that's what's happening there in what's happening in that game. How about other men's basketball tournaments? At the West Coast Conference Tournament, Washington State leads Portland 25-23. That game of the first half. Been a fun day at the Big South men's tournament. Top seed High Point defeated Gardner Webb 81-59. Winthrop, with an incredible rally, defeated Charleston Southern 86-81. And UNC Asheville advanced with an 85-82 overtime win over Longwood. And one of the final game of the night is early in the first half. It is Radford leading Presbyterian by 4-2. Sunbelt Tournament in Pensacola, Southern Miss advances to round 5 with an 81-77 win over Texas State. And at halftime, it's South Alabama 41 and Georgia Southern 40. That is the Sunbelt. Arch Madness is Arch Madnessing. The top seed Belmont is gone after a 100-79 loss to 9th seeded Drake. Drake gets UIC in the semis tomorrow. They beat Murray State 92-79. What a game going on right now between Valparaiso and Bradley. They're in double overtime. 1:29 left in double overtime. And Bradley leads it 80-76. So it looks like Bradley might be pulling away. Soak on playing games. The Citadel hit a late shot to beat Chattanooga 88-85. And UNCG defeated VMI 84-70. MAAC tournament, top seeded Merrimack defeats Sacred Heart 70-48. Kavere Kennedy with 24. The night's other game is at the half. Fairfield and St. Peter's knotted up at 30 apiece. In the Summit League, 2 night games. One's a final. Omaha advances with a 76-62 win over South Dakota. And the other game right now, about a minute in, Denver leads North Dakota 2-0. CAA play-in game today, Northeastern 88, North Carolina A&T 72. In the OVC semis, Nolan Smith looks like he's going to take Tennessee State to the championship. 5:57 to go. They lead UT Martin 64-46. So it looks like the Tigers, who haven't been dancing since 94, are going to go into the final. A-Sun earlier. Queens is in the A-Sun semis with a 71-63 win over West Georgia. It was Central Arkansas 86, Bellarmine 73. Florida Gulf Coast knocked off Lipscomb 77-53. And Austin Peay survived an upset bid from Stetson 69-60. And we're back with the second half of this game right after this. in Greenville, Texas right to left with the basketball. Here is Madison Booker. Kick out, Lee a three, and that one is good to start the second half as the Texas lead is now nearing 40. So 55-19. And here is Alabama with a 2-point basket at the other end. 55-21. Now it's Lee. Lee inside, and Lee tried to save it, and did she? No, not quite. And the winner of this game, if Texas hangs on, it will be them. We'll play Ole Miss in the second semifinal tomorrow. LSU South Carolina, the other semifinal. Boy, that won't have any subplots or anything. Ball stripped out of Weather's hands. Last time those two played in a conference tournament game, a fight broke out. Harmon, now over to Booker. Here's a left wing three, Lee. That's in and out, but there to follow is Carlton, who puts it in. Two more easy points for her. It's 57-21. Here's Timmons. Timmons looking. Now gets it to Collins. Booker. Harmon. Carlton, three. No good. Rebound, Alabama. Now with Timmons. Here's Timmons. Timmons now will give it to Collins. 13 to shoot. Collins' pass is tipped and stolen by Texas. Still here with 7:40 to go in the third. Big Schaefer still frustrated and still coaching hard. Said it earlier in the earlier stream about South Carolina and Kentucky. Dawn Staley was doing that. The great ones usually do. Coach to the bitter end regardless of score. Three no good for Weathers. Collins fell down as she got the rebound. Couldn't put it up. Texas runs again. Booker. An offensive foul on Madison Booker. So here's Alabama to inbound. They'll get it in. Here come the Tide with Ace Austin. Austin now on the right wing. Now meanders to the left. Flips it out to Weathers. Weathers now on the right wing. Here is Weathers trying to go, and a steal attempt, and poked away out of bounds, and they'll stay with Alabama. They'll only have 10 seconds to work with on the shot clock. Inbound to Austin. Here is Austin. Layup is no good. Loose ball. And Texas had it briefly. Then Alabama won it back with Jay Igbuna. And Igbuna lost it. Austin, and now this is Jennings actually with the ball now. Jennings with 8 to shoot. Jennings now running around. Jennings going to go inside out of bounds, and all knocked out of bounds. It's going to stay with Bama. 6:39 to go in the third. And a foul here. (57-21) the lead for Texas. A foul that will send Naomi Jones to the free throw line, and she makes the first one. Jones, a 58% free throw shooter on the season. Another one coming up for Jones, and it is good. So she makes them both. And it's 57-23. Texas on top. Alabama now trying to press. They saw Vanderbilt get back in the game that way. Figured, why don't they give it a shot? Didn't work, though. Texas broke it. Lob inside. Here is Cunningham. It is no good. Rebound, Alabama. Here is Jennings, and Jennings misses. .5:52 to play third quarter. Preston. Carlton. Booker. Lee, good passing. Three doesn't go. Carlton with a good rebound. Sky. Carlton, no good. Rebound gathered in by Alabama. Tied now, trying to run with it. In transition, here's a three, and that one's good. As Carly Weathers, the 36% three-point shooter, knocks it down. Makes it a 31-point game. Here's Preston. Now Carlton gives it to Cunningham. Cunningham knifes in, misses. Rebound. Alabama on the run with Jennings. Jennings inside. Here's Jones. Alabama is outscoring Texas 7-5 in this quarter. Take us to an under 5 timeout. 57-26 is the lead for the Burnt Orange. Boy, do they So Texas up 31. We'll be right back. 57-26 Texas as we come out of the break. Alabama now trying to move. Here is Jessica Timmons. Oh, good job by Timmons, and one opportunity for Timmons, who is a good free throw shooter, 85% free throw shooter. Free throw good. That makes it 57-29 Texas. Harmon now with it. Here is Preston on the left wing. Preston with 11 to shoot. Preston trying to move. Left block. Preston, Harmon, Oldacre underneath. Two more for Kyla Oldacre. Carly Weathers inbounds it for Alabama. Lead now back at 30. Kick out. Weathers, three. Short. Oldacre rebound. Yes. Rebound, Oldacre. Preston now for Texas. Now gives it to Harmon. Now here is Carlton. Play is stopped here and a foul called. 30-point lead for Texas here. The Horns look like they're going to get a chance to play Ole Miss on Saturday in the semifinals of the SEC tournament. Met in the regular season in Austin, January the 4th. Texas won 67-64 on that occasion. Bounce pass. Here's Lee now for Texas. Gives it to Carlton. That's actually Oldacre, I'm sorry. Oldacre off of Keister. Threw it back to Lee. 8 to shoot. Lee now with 6. Lee trying to make a move. Lee, fall away, in and out. Rebound. Alabama. Now here come the Tide. Tiana Chambers with it now. And Chambers' pass picked off. Now it's Lee. Texas now on the accelerator. Here's Preston. That's two more. Preston with a clutch popper. And it's 61-29. All Texas in this one. Timmons now gives it to Weathers. Timmons, the left wing. Now it moves to the free throw line. Kicks it back out. Chambers will fire up a three and hit it. From the corner, Tiana Chambers with the triple. And it's Texas ball with 2:20 to play in this third quarter as we continue to wind it down here. Preston. Preston now will give it to Carlton. Oldacre. Lee. Three. No. They foul. Way down. Near the 2-minute mark of the third. Here is Preston. Crump, catch it, shoot, no. Judd fights for it and scores. Ashton Judd with two more. And Texas's lead now at 31. Chambers on the right wing for Alabama. Here is Chambers. Chambers trying to drive in. Now inside to Ramsey, and Ramsey. Valencia Ramsey gets 2 more for her and for Alabama. Here's Preston now with it. Preston with the ball now over to Crump. Crump knifes through traffic, no good. There is a foul here, and we will have free throws for Crump. Crump a 73% free throw shooter. First free throw is good. Another one coming. Second free throw rattles in. Lead now at 65 to 34 for Texas. Now with the basketball, this is he's with it now. Knifing inside, good move. Score it and 1 for Alabama. As we're now inside a minute to play in the third. Chambers, nice move there, Tiana Chambers, and we sound like a broken record. We're going to say it again. At this rate now, you hate to be like this, but how much effort have you got? How much effort can you show me? Chambers gets the inbounds pass, or makes the free throw. Here's the inbounds pass. Texas, Carlton, they get rid of it. Now Judd, Preston. Now gets it to Carlton on the right wing. 11 to shoot. Oldacre, 9 on the timer. Thought about the 3 briefly. She's not attempted a 3-pointer this year. Carlton down low and scores. 2 more for Carlton. So here comes Alabama now. Jennings. As the quarter is now going to slowly come to an end. Here is Jennings. Chambers, fade away, no. Ramsey, got it, and 1. And Ramsey, who's only 10 of 18 on the year at the free throw line, has a chance to make it a 3-point play, chance for a 3-point play. So we cut the deficit to 27. Here's the free throw, and it is in and out. Rebound by Texas. Ignore the clock. Shot, Preston, no. Ignore your clock. It's a little bit off kilter, but Preston's 3 didn't go. It didn't matter. And on we go to the money quarter. And Texas has been money tonight. Hook 'em. I'm pointing right at you, Big Daddy. 67-39, Texas on top. 67-39, Texas on top as we hit the money quarter in Greenville and head to the finish line of Day 3 of the 2026 Southeastern Conference Women's Basketball Tournament. 16 lined up for the casting call. We're getting ever closer to finding out the two that will win leading roles for Sunday's championship showcase. 4 are set for the semifinal casting tomorrow. South Carolina, LSU, Ole Miss, Texas. Barring something drastic, will be that 4th team. Diana Collins now over to Carly Weathers. Weathers now over to Jennings. Jennings drives inside. That one is no good by Collins. Loose. Still loose. Out of bounds it goes. Weathers to inbound. Here's Collins with it. Collins now just running the clock around. 4 seconds left. Collins. Jones gets it off of the shot clock. And it hit the rim. It did not hit the rim. It hit off the glass. So it's going to be a shot clock violation. Texas ball one more time. Up the floor goes Preston. Now here is Sidbury. Judd. Judd still has the ball. Oh, steal? Yes, Weathers. The pickpocketer for Bama this season. We mentioned earlier how good she is with that. And just like earlier, she's going to convert a steal into 2 more points. So Weathers getting 2 more to her total. That's now 7 points and 3 steals for her in this game. Texas now with the basketball. This is Sidbury. Now over to Preston. 12 to shoot. Preston top of the key. Gives it up. All alone is Judd. Her jumper good. Ashton Judd with 2 more. And 69-41. Here is Collins. .808 to play. The Silva Costa now. Jones. And foul away from the ball. Texas will have it back. We approach the 8-minute mark of this one. Preston on the right wing with the basketball. Preston now over to Crump. Crump baseline. Judd. Judd scores. 2 more. Ashton Judd. And the Texas lead is back up to 30. Judd has 6. Alabama with the basketball now. Here is Austin on the right wing. Austin gets the layup to go. Good job, Ace Austin, to lay it in. Crump. Crump moves it away, and whose ball is it? It's going to be Alabama's. Austin on the take. Goes back out of bounds. And we have a timeout here. Is it a review, or is it a team timeout, or what's the deal here? Or did one of these coaches actually be foolish enough to review something in a 28-point game, appeal for something? I don't know. Here's what I know. It's getting late, which means I'm hitting the break screen more often. Back on the stream, Texas up 71-43, and a drive to the basket here for the Horns, and a miss, but a foul, and so free throws coming up for Crump. Good win for Tejas. Texas, I should say. Here is Crump. That'll be the second semifinal tomorrow, the Horns and the Rebs. Sorry about that. Here is Crump. Second free throw, good. Texas lead now back at 30. Jennings' three is no good. Crump now for Texas. Crump all the way. Missed the layup. Now you got 32 on 32 crime as Sidbury and Ramsey were in almighty struggle. Well, Madison Booker, two-time conference player of the year, first player in two conferences to do that, two-time first-team All-American, and the second fastest Texas player to get to 1,000 career points. It took her 61 games to do that. Just remarkable what she has been able to do in her time on the 40 acres. Got to the Final Four last year. Can they get to a national championship this year? Lee on the right wing, 13 to shoot. Lee, oh, this is not Lee. Thanks, stupid. Here's Jennings. Jennings misses the layup. Now it's Texas with the ball. Preston. Across the midcourt stripe. Preston now has the basketball. Preston. Over to the right wing. Preston now trying to move. Down to 9. Here's Preston. Down to 7. Preston off the mark. No, but a foul. Comes with 7 on the shot clock. So 2 more for Preston. She has 11 points on the night, make it 12 as the first free throw is good. Now Preston will get another one here. Texas just, they dominated from the word go in this one, honestly. It was a complete team effort. Second one good. 75-43. Now Alabama with Collins. Nearly a steal. Weathers keeps it alive. Austin, left corner 3. That one's good. Ace Austin knocks it down. And then Austin nearly gets the steal. Fell into the crowd. Rory Harmon, assist and steal record holder at Texas. Over 1,500 points. This is an experienced group. Can they make a run? Can they win the title? That's the big question. Preston now at the top of the key. Preston now trying to spin away. Crump for 3. Got it. Another 3 for Crump. And the bench loving it as Crump drills the triple. 32-point game. Collins right wing. And shot is no good and goes out of bounds. So back to Texas. The Texas bench just having a good old time. And you can do that when you're up by 32. And for most of your, if you're a star, your night is mostly done. Oh, Madison Booker and Jordan Lee are having some kind of a chop up there on that bench. Let me tell you. I need to put a camera on them for the rest of the game. Split screen at least. Here's another 3. This one off the mark by Crump. Oldacre gets the rebound on the left block. Oldacre now back over to Crump. Crump now with it. Kick out. Judd, jumper, short. Rebound, Alabama. Here come the Tide with Austin. Transition. Silva Costa spins. Good job underneath. And 2 for Jones. Naomi Jones with a basket. And it's a 30-point game, and somebody took a timeout with north of 4 minutes to go. Texas on cruise control, up by 30. We're back in just a moment. 30-point Texas lead, 4:22 to go. Vic Schaefer, SEC champion. 6 of the last 7 years he's been in the Elite Eight. We mentioned earlier about it's just the level of consistency with this program. Can they win the big one under him? That is the question that remains to be seen. Judd, Crump a fadeaway, no good. Cunningham to Crump, that wouldn't fall. And rebound, and Alabama has it with Collins. Collins, kick out to Silva Costa for 3. That is in and out. And down a little foul underneath. It's going to go against Texas. Alabama will drop to 23-10 as they get ready for the NCAA tournament. Will probably be, no doubt, would be on the road. As a 3 goes for Alabama. Cuts it to a 27-point game in Texas. Perhaps still in play for a 1 seed. Wouldn't that be something? Preston. Going for the lob inside. Preston now. There's a lob. Preston and a steal, and Alabama has it going the other way. Watch out. Layup is good and 1. Charlie Crean bracketology for Bama had them as a 5 seed entering the day, playing in College Park, Maryland. 5 in the Fort Worth 1, which means road, and that's probably going to fall. So you got to imagine there'll probably be a 5 or a 6 when the brackets come out a week from Sunday. Second free throw is good. And Texas with the ball now, up by 24. Preston falls down. And, took a hard tumble there. And you hope she gets back up. Texas up by 24. Rump. Now over to Preston. Preston. 7 to shoot. Preston now works it. Preston with 5. Pull up and illegal screen set. So going back the other way will be Alabama. Crimson Tide. 23-10 will be their mark heading into the dance. Texas will stay another night in Greenville with a 29-3 mark. Here's Bama with Jennings. Chambers, the SEC logo in that paint. Chambers, she ran over somebody. No foul call. Here is Crump for Texas. Crump now moving over. Gives it up to Preston. Now it's Judd. Back to Crump. Crump with 8 to shoot. Crump high arcing 3. In and out. It goes out of bounds. Back to Alabama here. As we are finish the final periods on this one. Collins on the take. Nice drive and scored the bucket and 1 for Diana Collins. Collins misses the free throw. Rebound, Texas. Preston at the floor, and for some reason, Alabama went to foul in that situation. I'm hoping that was just a gamble for a steal gone wrong. It's sure they're not intentionally fouling down 22 with less than 2 minutes to play. I would like to think that they would not do that. Texas getting some more people off the bench. Sidbury out, and Grace Print. No, that is Sarah Graves, who's averaged about 5 minutes a game on the year. She checks into the ball game. Averages a point a game. Scores 20 points. Scored 20 points overall on the season. She gets a chance to get in the book of the final minutes of the SEC tournament. It's free throws for Brianna Preston. First free throw, no good. Second free throw. In and out, and rebound Alabama. Jennings with the basketball now. Austin now giving it up. And that one through right at Christy Curry. So Texas with the basketball now in the final stages. Preston now with the basketball as we approach 1 minute to play. Graves over to Crump. Crump, 13 to shoot. Crump. Now Judd inside, and there is two. As Crump gets the basket inside. Two more for Texas as we now approach the final minute of this one. Jennings. And Jennings lays it in. 80 to 58 is now Preston gets the basketball. 20 on the shot clock, so Texas will have to either take a shot or just take a shot clock violation. Crump with 14. That they want to get to Graves. Preston. It's going to be Crump for three. It's good. Crump hits the three, and that will be the final Texas possession of the night. Alabama with one more chance to get on the score sheet for the night. Jennings. Now it's Rachel Douglas into the game for Alabama. It's Douglas, and she scores. And inbound to Texas, and that'll get us to the finish line on this quarterfinal day. The Horns hook Alabama and do it in sub-style. Vic Schaefer and Christy Curry having a bit of a long discussion. The players and the assistants are still waiting for that long conversation to be over. And now I think we can move on. But it's Texas fight indeed. Their 12th straight conference tournament semifinal. And so the Final Four in Greenville set a mouth-watering early semi, which will be LSU, South Carolina. And then the second semi, Texas and Mississippi. As we wind down the SEC Women's Tournament, folks, these weren't the greatest games in the world today, but we appreciate all of you that stuck with us for all four of these games. It was a lot of fun. Enjoy doing these watch-alongs with you, and maybe some more in the future. Who knows? Final score from Greenville to wrap up quarterfinal Friday at the SEC. Texas 83, Alabama 60. It's been a presentation. No, we thank you for watching another college basketball